Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Chaos and Order Art by Susan Holt. That is me. Before I get started, I am going to check my tech and see if everything is working, see if you can hear me, see if you can see me, all that kind of good stuff. So let me go over here to my computer. Oh, I see the live. And see. Yep, you can see me, you can hear me. It's fantastic. So I will go ahead and get started. Oh, I see Lisa has joined us. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Before I get started too far into the video tonight is Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday Live. And it is November 13th, 2024. I'd like to do a little bit of housekeeping. So if you are here live with me, thank you for being here. Oh, Jennifer and Mary are here with us tonight. Hello, hello. If I say something you like or you see something you like, hit that thumbs up button. If I say something you love or you see something you love, go ahead and hit that hearts button. Comments and questions are always welcome in the comment section. I do see the comments over on the computer, so if I look that away, that means I'm just checking the computer, making sure I don't miss any comments tonight. If you are watching in replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay down in the comments for me, and I will get you the information you need as soon as I can. Could be tonight, could be tomorrow. If Jennifer Richardson or Chris Kurtz happen to comment back to you, give you some information, that's my bestie and my hubby. They usually know what's going on in my studio. If you need a little bit more information, I will go ahead and fill that in after I get done with the live sometime tonight. I see Linda is here. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Okay, we're gonna jump right in. I'm gonna show you a painting and then I'm going to paint a little bit for you. So I will tell you more about that here in a minute, but let's get to this painting. So this painting, is one that I know you absolutely love, and it has been shown at the Herberger Theater Center, at the Shemer Art Center, and at the Arizona State Capitol building. It was also in my one-woman show up at Chez Cheese in their lounge, their little artist area. So I am going to show you this one now. Da-da-da. This one is Boulder Opal, and I know a lot of you absolutely love this painting. So it is home now after being shown for over a year. And so Crystal is here. Hey, Crystal. So this lovely painting that is pretty well known here in the Phoenix metro area at this point. It's called Boulder Opal because all the colors in here really made me think that it looked like a boulder opal, the actual semi-precious stone. So that's why I called it that. And it is 18 by 24 inches. It is $1,500. It is already framed. It is already hung and ready to go on the wall. And it's got its little label down here from me. So it is ready for its next adventure. If you are interested in Boulder Opal, go ahead and let me know in the comments. If you don't want to let me know in the comments, you can always message me or you can email me at susan@saholtstudios.com, or you can go directly to my website, and I believe this is in the very first art folder, which is the award-winning paintings folder. So you can see it there, easy peasy mac and cheesy. Make it all easy for you. I'm gonna put this over here away from the paint. Don't want it to get splattered before it goes home to somebody or somebody's office or yoga studio or wherever you want to put it. Okay, let's get to tonight's painting. I'm so excited about this. So instead of a spiral design tonight, I think a starburst would look best on this. So I'm not going for the spiral. I am going for the starburst. And so our little dot design card that will be going with the painting when it is purchased. So you had the choice of design number 1, design number 2, or design number 3. Design number 1 had 2 votes, number 2 had 3 votes, and number 3 had 9 votes. So we're going to go with design number 3, and we are going to see what kind of a starburst I can make with that pattern, which will be awesome. Oh, hold on, I got something in my eye. Sorry about that. Okay, so here is our beautiful monthly painting. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh, she's a beauty. So it's got blues, bluey greens, and gold in it. And I am going to move the camera. Make sure I have enough room for you to see this and not knock over the rest of my tech. That would be good. Okay, hold on. Have to squish things over a little bit. Move things around so you can see most of this. It is a big painting. I believe it's 18 by 18. I'm trying to get most of it in my viewfinder here. I think. I think that might work pretty well for you to see what I'm doing tonight. All right. I see Erica and Maka are here. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Just in time for the painting this evening. And let me take a breath. I have already marked the center dot on here because I want to do the starburst, so I don't want it to go too far wonky. But again, I'm not going to measure anything else because I really love when my work looks like it's my work and not something exact. You know, I'm not a perfect person. So my painting shouldn't represent that I'm not a computer. I don't do my designs on a computer. Just me, just my brains and my hand. It's how my body and my brain works. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't think that's going to be big enough. Be big enough? Yes. Well, that one might be too big. This one. Yes. So I have my dot tools, and the ones that I bought in the pack don't come big enough, so I ordered some of these wooden ones, and I think the biggest wooden one is really gigantic, and I don't have any paintings that need that at the moment, but if I were to get a commission for a large size canvas for a large size space, I have the tools that are available to do that. So I think that is important for everyone to know moving forward. Paint over here closer to my canvas. Get my apron out of the way so it is not choking me. That's an important thing. Okay. And we'll go ahead and get started. Get started with this painting. Make sure I have enough paint on my tool. And this paint I'm using tonight is thicker than what I usually use. I did already thin it down, but I may need to do some double dots on the bigger, some double dips on the bigger dots, just to get them where I want them with the amount of paint I want on them. Okay. These are the things that artists sometimes don't tell you, but I tell you. Crystal says, I just realized that I haven't seen you do the dot art process. Oh my goodness, you're in for a treat tonight. I am so glad you got to be here tonight for this. Don't know if I'll use that one again or not, but I will put it over here to the side. Okay, so this is the pattern that I will be putting on this tonight. I will be kind of continuously changing and riffing off the pattern as we go. So it's going to look a little different than what you see here because it's going to be larger and a different color. And I did those at the beginning of the year, so we'll see how my hands interpret them as we go along. I may have to thin this paint down a little bit more to get the effect I want. I might not. We shall see. I will be turning this canvas around, so don't get too attached and having it be just one direction this evening. It's okay that this is a little bit off. Each line and each dot are not computer generated, so they are going to look different from one another. So don't panic. Don't worry about it. This design isn't going to look exactly like the design I have on the dot design card. For a couple reasons. First reason is this is on a painted canvas, not on a piece of paper. This paint is thicker than what is on the dot design card. And because I'm not doing a spiral, I want to make sure I have room in between each little pattern, each of the 4 directions on this painting for the rest of the design. So it's not going to look exact, but it will look very, very close. So we've got Thanksgiving, followed by Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday coming up. I think that's in about 2 weeks. And I know a bunch of you are waiting until then to go holiday shopping. But I wanted to remind you that up in the pinned post, featured posts section of this group, the Chaos and Order Art by Susan Holt Facebook group, there is a coupon code for group members only that is more than the coupon code is going to be for those of you on my email list. So after this video is over, go up there and check it out, because I know we're all kind of wondering what the heck the economy is going to do after the next president steps into office. So this is going to be my Christmas gift to you, is to give you a little bit more off, well, a lot more off than I usually do. So I hope you all take advantage. And remember, it's for my website, and it's for orders that are $100 and more, or more. I was asked the other day if it is also for commissions, and I haven't thought about that too much yet, but I'm gonna say yes. So if you're thinking about a commission, this may be the absolute best time to get one. All right. And so from across the room, this little teeny tiny dot that I'm putting on right now won't even be seen. I realize it's not in the original, but I need a marker for where I kind of want to aim for this next swipe. So if you are looking for something for a loved one or somebody at work, I have items on my website. I think they start at some of the drawings and jewelry start at $30 and they go up from there. So I have a wide range of prices. And if you have a budget and you want me to help kind of be a personal shopper for my website, go ahead and let me know. You can just message me or email me. And then we will find the gifts that best suit the people you are shopping for. Oh, I see Debbie is here. Hey, Debbie. She says, how do you choose where to put your mandala points? The end, the dot designs? Is that what you mean? Need more input. Need more info, please. So today everybody chose this dot design. So this is the one I'm working with. And the way I choose where they go, if I'm going to do a linear design, a spiral design, a starburst like this one is going to be, really depends on the background. This one is a very energetic background, and it has, I think the direction goes, this is the top and it goes down. But if I were to put a spiral on this, I think it would be far too busy because it would really kind of take your eye and spin it around the canvas. But if I do one of these starburst patterns, it really will just kind of take you out linearly. I hope that's a word. Yes. And Debbie also asks, you've centered this design, why? I put this big dot in the center because I do want that starburst pattern on it. And there isn't really a place on the background that says, I need to be covered up. Or maybe I need the spiral to go in this specific, or the pattern to go in this specific area. This one generally has good pattern everywhere. So I am taking advantage of that with this design, and I am going to basically highlight the background more with a starburst design on this piece than I would with a linear design, just a straight line, or a spiral. So I'm making sure that this piece gets shown off to its very best ability with where and how I place this design and what form of the design I make. I hope that answers your question. Let me know. I think I'm gonna water down this paint just a little bit. Because it is looking a little stiff. So I'll move you over while I do that so you can see that I'm actually doing this. See that? Yes. Just have my little spray bottle. Popsicle stick and my paint in my little container. And since I've done this for several years now, I kind of know how much water I want to put in or not put in. So I just want to make sure that's mixed really well. I went through and mixed up new black and white and gray paint, and the white this time has been really thick, and I am not complaining because that means that it will go farther for me for what I want it to do. But it also means that I need to Be very precise with how much water I put in. And how I use it. And how I use the paint. There we go. All right. And how much thumb I dip into it. All right, Debbie says, yes, I have answered her questions. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know. If anybody else has any questions for me, feel free to ask. Or Debbie, if you have more questions for me. So, as you can see, this design is very similar to this one, but since it's on a different style of background, canvas painted, this is on paper, and the paint is thicker over here that I put on. Now I get to go through and pick elements out of this design, and then I create my starbursts from there. That is how I make my starbursts. I try to stick with kind of a pattern and just change it up and mix it up and make sure it does beautiful things. All right, let's see. And I'm gonna do there. I think. Ah, yeah, that's better. Okay. As I move outward, at some point I will stop and I will let this paint dry, and then I will start again. And sometimes I have to go back to the canvas and let the paint dry a few times because I don't want to smear my hand through it. So when this design gets bigger, we'll shut it down for tonight. But right now I'm still happily painting. Oop. And knocking my glasses off of my face. Okay. It looks really pretty. Just looked over at it on the computer screen. Looks like a nice design. It looks happy. Do you guys think it looks happy? Crystal says yes. Excellent. I'm glad you think it looks as happy as I think it looks. It's making me happy. You guys know how picky I am about my designs. Okay. I love how every little bit I add to this changes it. Crystal says, it's making me think of flowers used for the Day of the Dead stuff. Fluffy but elegant. Oh, I like it. Just like me, I'm fluffy but elegant. And I do go quiet while I'm painting many times because my brain kind of kicks into that meditative art zone. So I am at that point. So I'm just going to stay in the moment. I am going to answer Crystal's question. She says, what kind of tools do you use for the tiny dot work? You can go onto a lot of the big box craft store or art supply store sites, and just type in dot design tools, and they'll come up with this. These are also metalworking tools for doing fine work on thin foils. So that's usually what these are used for. And then the bigger ones, the wooden ones I have, I got off of a website for a small independent company. I don't remember the name of it, and I don't have that information in front of me. Just so I could have something a little bit larger to use for larger paintings. So they are out there. They are readily easy to find. I was talking to a friend of mine who's also an artist, and he tried doing what I do and messed up 5 paintings because he does not have the steadiness in his hands or the spatial awareness that I have. And he was like, I would have to mark everything out first. I absolutely cannot do this. So do be aware that this does take some spatial awareness and some very steady hands. So if you don't have those two things, and the ability to hold your shoulder up. So let me move this. Let me move the camera back around. Come on down. Bend, little arm, bend. Okay. So when I am painting, I I usually have my shoulder kind of up in this position, and I'm working above the canvas. I'm usually not kind of resting my hand on the canvas unless it's on the edge, and that'll be like down here in this part of my arm, so I have a more steady hand. But it is not as easy as I make it look. So do be aware that this is something that is going to take your muscles and your patience. Okay. Crystal says, okay, thanks. And Debbie asks, have you ever tried using gesso to build up textures like on the Wilton diptych? Yes, I love the Wilton diptych. It is awesome. And I do have pieces that have raised dots. I don't have any of them right at my fingertips reach to show you, but I've showed them on previous lives, and they have their very own section on my website, www.saholtstudios.com, and it is called the Raised Dot series. So if you want to go look at them, I have a series of 5, and if you wanted to do a commission for that, then I can do commission for those as well. Okay. So yes, I have put my skills from my days doing medieval calligraphy and illumination reproductions to use on my modern art. Debbie says, neat, thanks. You're welcome. Oh, and Debbie, I'm going to message you about Saturday. There's been a little shift in the schedule, so I will get that to you privately. Okay. Might be tomorrow or the next day, but I will get it to you privately. But we're still going to do the one thing. Okay. Let's see. I think my brain has decided to stop here for now. So let's see. Oh, Debbie has another question. Have you ever added another layer of color on the mandala? Absolutely. A lot of my early works have 2 to 4 layers of dots. This is last month's monthly painting, and it has 2 layers of colored dots. I might do that on this one. I might not. The background on this one is so busy that I might just leave it white so that the background can be part of the star of the show and not like overwhelm the viewer. I don't want people to be overwhelmed looking at my art. I want this to be cool, calm, and soothing. So yeah. And if there's any painting that I have made that has just 1 layer of paint for the dots, it doesn't have the stacked, the multicolored dots, and you want multicolored dots on it, let me know and I will put more dots on it. If you're going to pay me for my art, I will give you exactly what you want. Not a problem. And I love to paint and I love doing these, so yeah. Yeah, absolutely not a problem. And yes, my brain has gone from art brain to business brain. So let me move the camera back around. Ah, there you are. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry because I can just tell I'm about ready to smudge my hand through it. And I will get back to doing this, probably not live with you, but during the week I will work on it and get this to the point where it's ready for next week's live so that we can give it a title. And we're going to do title and first dibs on this next week because the week after that is Thanksgiving. So I don't want to do a live the day before Thanksgiving when everybody is busy. I'm busy, you're busy. None of us need that extra stress. So we're going to skip that this month, and we'll skip the one that's on Christmas Day in December as well. So other than that, thank you all for joining me right here on Chaos and Order, Art by Susan Holt. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you get the art or the art jewelry that I have in stock here to you, for you and your loved ones for Christmas. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and an artful weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight.